What's up everyone, this is CyberKnight, and today I have a CyberKnight deck profile for you guys. So yes, of course, this deck profile has been updated with the new CyberKnight Link Monster, which is CyberKnight Phantom Quartz, that's an Extreme Force. And then also, this is going along with the brand new ban list that has been revealed for February 2018. So everything has been updated on this, and now we can use things like Monster Reborn and Solemn Judgment, which is just crazy in itself. But yeah, I gotta say, ever since this Link Monster has been released, I've had so much fun using CyberKnights lately, and it's just a big game changer for them. I mean, this card can make it so much easier to bring out your fusion monsters, and with the Link format and everything too, you're still gonna be able to swarm the field with a ton of monsters, and a lot of those being fusion monsters too. So let's go ahead and go through the cards, and yeah, I'll explain my build as we go. Alright, so starting us off, I am running 3 of CyberKnight Garnet, as well as 3 of CyberKnight Lapis. So yeah, these are the normal monsters I'm using for this deck, and I feel like these are the better 2 normal monsters to go with for CyberKnights. Because first off, you have Garnet, which is just good because of its stats, really. I mean, same reason anybody runs Garnet, like in any build where they use Brilliant Fusion, that 1,100 attack is just great. So pretty much the same here. The main reason I'm running Garnet is just for that extra attack power, and you can bring him out easily and do some damage. So that's, you know, it's really that simple with him. Now with Lapis, it's a little bit more of the opposite because the stats aren't as great, but Lapis is good because you can use her to fuse for Lapis Lazuli, which will definitely come in handy for you. I mean, it's one of the better fusion monsters. I mean, being able to bring it out, you can do some burn damage and everything, and that's the reason I think that you definitely need to run Lapis, is because to have access to this fusion monster really helps you out a ton. And of course, not only that, when you have a lot of cards that work with normal monsters with CyberKnights and stuff too, like you have Rescue Rabbit and some other cards we'll get to here in a little bit, it can be so easy to bring these out. You can go for like the Link monster, like I said, you can go for an easy fusion monster, just a variety of different things. So these are 2 normal monsters I definitely recommend running, and they really come in handy. Then after that, I'm running 3 of Gem Armadillo. This card is just basically because of its searching ability. I mean, you're able to summon it, you get to search for a CyberKnight monster, that's great for you. I mean, you can get whichever one you need, go for an easy fusion after that. So yeah, just for the searching really, and it has okay stats too. Then of course after that, you gotta have 3 of CyberKnight Obsidian, and then of course also gotta have 3 of CyberKnight Lazuli. So yeah, basically with these cards, I mean, you guys already know what they do. They help you with your fusions and give you more CyberKnights, basically. With Obsidian, you can get one of your normal monsters from your graveyard and then just special summon it. And then with Lazuli, you're able to get one of your normal monsters from your graveyard and add it to your hand. So either way, you're able to get more CyberKnights to fuse with, is basically what you're doing. So what I like with Obsidian is I can get back Garnet, and with Garnet's attack power, then he can still do some damage. If I can't fuse for some reason, or whatever, or if I don't want to use him as part of the fusion, I've already filled up all the zones and stuff, then I have a monster that can do some damage. Lazuli's great too, because I can just get back my monsters as well, and then you can like even banish both of these for CyberKnight Fusion, and it can just help you set up the cycle over and over, just helping you fuse for days, really. And yeah, I mean, honestly, you gotta have 3 of each of these with any build, and they also come in handy with anything that uses Brilliant Fusion. So, great cards to have, and they just help you recycle over and over and summon more fusions. Then after that, I'm running 1 of Crystal Rose. This card is basically like an honorary CyberKnight, if you want to think of it like that. What you can do with it is that you can change its name to any CyberKnight. You just send that CyberKnight monster from the deck to the graveyard, and it becomes that name, which is really good for you, because first off, you're filling up your graveyard with more CyberKnights, which obviously Lazuli and Obsidian can work with. You can get like Garnet out there, or Lapis, and then, you know, add it to your hand, or special summon it, and you're also getting another CyberKnight then technically on your side of the field, which you can fuse with, and even get this card back too, like it can even revive itself. So it's just great to have because it can help you choose, you know, whatever CyberKnight card you want to send to the graveyard, and it can help you just, you know, set up the cycle, basically, to help you go for more fusion. So really great on that, like I said, honorary CyberKnight, honestly. And of course after that, since we are using our normal monsters, like I said, I am running 3 of Rescue Rabbit, because we have this card at 3, and I feel like it's definitely worth having 3 of them. I mean, because you want to draw it as quickly as possible, because like I said, this card is an instant CyberKnight Phantom Quartz, which you can use its effect to help you search for another CyberKnight card, like CyberKnight Fusion. And it just sets up everything. And yeah, just being able to get 2 of your normal monsters, whether it is 2 of Lapis, 2 of Garnet, doesn't matter. Going for that Link monster, searching for CyberKnight Fusion, then you have those normal monsters in the graveyard you can use with Lazuli and Obsidian, and it just sets up the whole field for you and really makes a difference. So with this card and the new Link monster, it's amazing, and I definitely recommend running them because it's just instant Link monster, or Xyz, or whatever you want to go with too, even a fusion. And then of course for the last 4 monsters, I'm also running 3 of Block Dragon. So yeah, this one seems kind of weird, right? Why would I want to banish my Gem Knights, you know? Well, the reason is, again, because of our new Link Monster. What it can do is it can help you, first off, searching with its first effect, but that second effect is really the key to everything because it can help you fuse monsters from the graveyard or ones that are banished. So, of course, with a card like this, you don't mind banishing your Gem Knights. It basically just becomes fuel for another fusion. And then after they're banished and then you use Phantom Quartz to fuse into it, you get to add them back to the deck or extra deck. If it was a fusion monster, you know, it would go back to the extra deck instead. So it can help you, you know, just recycle your cards yet again. Get back some of your different banished cards that maybe you banished for Gem Knight Fusion or, you know, for any kind of fusion summon or whatever, even for Block Dragon or anything like that, you're able to get them back. So that's why Block Dragon is actually really amazing in this new build of Gem Knights, just because you're getting a 2,500 attack monster, 3,000 defense even, if you want to have that more defensive thing going on, that can just do that for you, get it out on your side of the field, and help you set up for another fusion, really, with it. When you have that, and of course, like I said, with the Link Monster. It's really great, and it helps you set up even more plays, and makes the deck even a little bit faster. So again, definitely recommend that. Alright, now we're moving on to our spell cards. So first off, you obviously gotta have 3 of Gem Knight Fusion. I mean, this is just the card that does everything for you. It's your polymerization for Gem Knights. And yeah, I mean, it's just that simple. Able to keep getting it back. You banish one of your Gem Knight monsters, which again helps out really great with Phantom Quartz because you're banishing your Gem Knights. You can easily go with a fusion then after that. And you just keep getting your spell card over and over. Just go for fusions for days. So it's what makes this archetype so great. And yeah, obviously, you gotta have 3 of them. After that, too, I'm also running 3 of Brilliant Fusion. Isn't it nice to actually see this being used with Gem Knights? Like, seriously, we see this with everything else, right? Brilliant Fusion works out great. I mean, it does the same here like it does with any deck. What it can help you do is go for an easy fusion monster, and you have a ton of options from that, too. I mean, like, you can still go with the combo with CyberKnight. Easily go with CyberKnight because you have Rose, Crystal Rose. You can go for this, then get an extra normal summon. Or, of course, you can go for Lady Brilliant Diamond, which then can help you go for Master Diamond if you want. So, with this, it just sets up the same plays like it would for anyone that uses Brilliant Fusion. It's just now it's actually home with the Gem Knights, you know, and works just as well here. And then, of course, after that, I'm also running 3 of Absorb Fusion. This card is actually really amazing for Gem Knights because, first off, plain and simple, it helps you search for a Gem Knight. There you go. I mean, being able to search for a card like that will definitely help you out. And it's a card, too. It's not just like a monster. You can go for, like, Gem Knight Fusion with this and stuff as well. So that's what's great about this, just that searching ability. It can also help you go for a fusion, but just that searching ability alone makes this card worth running. So that's the main reason I have it, and it works great for that reason, too. Then after that, of course, 2 of Unexpected Die, because, well, we have Garnet and Lapis. Might as well just easily be able to bring one of them out, sets up the field, which then can help you go for, you know, a Link Summon if you want, or go for a Fusion. And yeah, just helps you get an easy normal monster out on your side of the field. So, just that simple, really. Also, 1 of Foolish Burial, because you can actually, you know, just like send some of your Gem Knights from the deck to the graveyard, which can help you set up for a fusion on that, like I said, for Gem Knight Fusion, or even like Phantom Quartz. And also, too, using this with Lazuli, and then its effect will activate, because it doesn't have to be sent from the hand like Obsidian. So you can use that with Lazuli, and there you go. You're able to get one normal monsters and add it to your hand, then if you have one in your graveyard. So with that, it helps you set up for a lot of plays. So Foolish Burial, definitely worth having. Also, too, just because back row can be a pain, especially for a deck like this that can swarm the field, I am running 2 of Cosmic Cyclone. I just want a way to get rid of some of those spells and traps, especially with after this ban list has been announced where there's a lot of back row and stuff. I feel like I definitely need these now more than ever, and yeah, you just don't want anything to stop you with that, whether it's a Solemn Judgment now, Bottomless Trap Hole, or whatever. And then for last for spell cards, I am also using 1 of Monster Reborn. I mean, we have this at 1 now. Every deck should run this card. It's Monster Reborn. You get back a monster. It could be a Link monster even these days. Think about just all the options you have with this card. It's so crazy that we actually have this again. And a lot of people are going to hate that. I just know it. But yeah, you got to have Monster Reborn. It's got to be in every deck out there. I mean, just that simple. And then, of course, I am running a few trap cards, so I'm using 2 of Solemn Strike just to help, you know, don't want my opponent to do anything, want to be able to negate stuff. And same with Solemn Judgment. Again, this card is actually at 1 now at our ban list, so having the option to have these cards that can stop your opponent from doing anything works great for you. Alright, now it's time for the extra deck. So first off, like I said, you gotta have your new Link monster, and I am running 2 of Gem Knight Phantom Quartz. Again, this card is just a game changer for this deck. I mean, it brings you so many things. That searching ability, being able to fuse monsters from your graveyard and the ones that are banished is just amazing. It gives you so many more plays. Like I said, with Block Dragon and stuff too, you have access to just so many things. And of course, with Link Summoning now, you want those extra monster zones, as many as you can get. So being able to use this, you get 2 zones with it as well. It is a Gem Knight, obviously, so it can be used as part of a fusion as well. And it just sets up so much. This card is just so amazing, and I'm really happy that it was actually a super rare in Extreme Force. So that makes it so this card's a lot easier for people to get, and it's a ton of fun to use. Like, it has made me love playing Gem Knights again, and yeah, I'm glad we got this card sooner than later. Then, of course, I am using a few extra Link monsters. I'm using Mrs. Radiant, and then also Decode Talker, just because they're pretty good generic ones to go with. Mrs. Radiant, because we do have a lot of Earth monsters, and being able to power them up is always a great thing. And Decode Talker, because it's Decode Talker. I mean, it's pretty much a staple in most decks out there. Easy Link monster to bring out, and a good option to have too. So I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and throw it in. You mainly want to keep your room for your fusions, and that's what we're going through next. Because first off, I am running 2 of Gem Knight Master Diamond. And this card, of course, this is your boss monster, and it's just amazing. First off, so easy to bring out. Again, Phantom Quartz, banishing your monsters, then you can bring them back to the deck, and you can get a Master Diamond out so easily. And it becomes even stronger with every Gem Knight that's in your graveyard, so that's good. And it can also take on the effects of other Gem Knight fusions. So that can be like Lapis Lazuli's effect, or even like Gem Knight Ruby, which can really help you out and stuff too. So you can power up this card so easily, and with all these different spell cards, the Link monster and everything, it is insane how easy it is to bring this card out. I mean, it's usually first turn you can bring out Master Diamond and set up just everything for him too. So definitely want to have that. Like I said, that's your boss monster, obviously. Then, of course, next up, I'm running 1 of Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond. I'm using Brilliant Fusion and other things too. Another one that is a lot easier to bring out because of all the new cards that we have. And you can use her to basically just go into Master Diamond as well, or whatever option you want to go with. I mean, there's more options. But yeah, that's kind of the main reason, to just go for an easy Master Diamond, and helps you get more of your Gem Knights in the graveyard and sets up for more things, honestly, on that. So yeah, great option to have. After that, since I am using Garnet, I'm also going with Gem Knight Ruby. Gem Knight Ruby is a lot better than people think, honestly. Being able to get rid of one of your Gem Knights and power him up like that is really great. And like I said, if you give this power to Master Diamond, because you can banish this card, and then Master Diamond's effect will, make it so he gains the effects of Ruby, that's good, because you could then tribute, let's say, one of your Gem Knight Garnets, it gains that 1,900 attack, plus the attack, of all the Gem Knights in the graveyard. And also, too, Ruby has piercing battle damage. So that means even if your opponent's monsters in the fence, they still take damage. So with that, it works out great. I mean, you can pretty much OTK your opponent because of Ruby. So I feel like you definitely need to have it for that reason too. Then, of course, Gem Knight Seraphinite, like I said, Brilliant Fusion and everything, you get an extra normal summon. So yeah, this card's great to have, and it's the same reason as always, really. Just for more normal summons, more monsters out there. After that, have 3 of Gem Knight Lady Lapis Lazuli. This card is amazing. I mean, it's so funny that it's actually a rare, and it's one of the best fusions, because being able to swarm the field easily with Gem Knights, then this card can do, burn damage to your opponent. They take 500 damage for each monster that has been special summoned, and that can add up very quickly, especially when you are using things like even Obsidian, because it's not just extra deck monsters. You can have a Garnet that was special summoned by Obsidian, and that counts as some of the burn damage, And it just keep going from that. Like I said, you can get Master Diamond to use his effect to take on this effect, and then he can also do the burn damage for you. And this card can even make it so that you're filling up your graveyard with more Gem Knights, because you're getting rid of one of your Gem Knights to use it. Which then you could use it like on one of your extra deck Gem Knight monsters, so then Master Diamond can take that effect. Or you can even use it with Gem Knight Lazuli, and there you go, you get that effect too, where you're able to get back one of your normal monsters because of it, because you can just send it from the deck to the graveyard like that. There you go. So you're getting burn damage, and then recycling one of your cards. It sets up so many things. It really is insane that this card can do all that, and yeah, it's almost like another boss monster for the deck, honestly. That's how useful it is. So you definitely want to have 3 of those, and it's so easy to bring out too. And then for last of our fusions, I am using 2 of Gem Knight Zirconia, just because he's the easiest one to bring out, because it just requires, 2, or 1 Gem Knight monster and 1 rock monster. So you have plenty of options for that. We have plenty of rock monsters in this deck, and of course Gem Knights. So just an easy one to bring out that has good attack. That's what he does. He doesn't have an effect and doesn't need one. He's just your easiest to bring out monster like that, and there you go. And then for the last spot on my extra deck, I'm actually running one of Castell. Because I am using Rescue Rabbit, I can go for 2 of Garnet, and I kind of felt like, you know what, since I have access to an Xyz monster like that, let's throw in a Castell, just because it can get rid of a lot of problems on the field. So that's the reason I'm going with at least one Xyz monster, and I just thought that would be probably the best choice for that too. And yep, there you go. That is the CyberKnight deck profile. So of course, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. And I gotta say, you guys definitely need to try out CyberKnights, because this new Link monster, Phantom Quartz, just brings so much to CyberKnights. And there's just so much nostalgia too, because I remember using CyberKnights when they were first released, and being able to use them again, and with a lot of success too, because Phantom Quartz just actually fixes a lot of things with them. And with the new Link monsters and all the new rules, I figured like a lot of these decks wouldn't be able to be used again, just because, yeah, with that one extra monster zone, you would be kind of in a bind. But Phantom Quartz not only fixes that, but actually fixes a lot of problems with CyberKnights. So let me know what you guys think. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you guys like to see more deck profiles by hitting that like button. Like I said, subscribe to support my channel. You won't regret it. And of course I will. Catch you guys later. See ya.